Good morning, everyone. It's another Saturday. It's been a couple weeks since I posted a video, but I wanted to have a video today about, how to train, how to work out from home, covering different exercises. So today I'm just going to go over the push-up. I know a couple weeks ago, some of the brothers over 50 years old, they were posting guys doing 50 push-ups. So guys over 50 years old doing 50 push-ups. So I do owe you guys that. So hopefully I'll look to get that in today. But I just wanted to cover a couple basics on the push-up that, again, if I was going to instruct someone on how to do the push-up, this is how I would teach it. And so I'm just going to turn myself around so you can kind of see the form and posture that I do. Again, a couple variations I want to do today. And hopefully, this will benefit both men and women. And, it is push-ups is a good upper body exercise if done properly. And, some of the videos I've seen over the years, guys doing 100 push-ups or whatnot, they're really not getting the most out of it. So hopefully, a couple tips I'll give you today that'll help you to, do a better push-up and get the most out of it. If you're going to do something, my thing is efficiency and trying to get the most out of it. So here it goes. I turn myself around. Now, an important thing when doing a push-up, what I always recommend is you want to keep your elbows at a 45-degree angle. A lot of times when people do push-ups, their arms are a little bit too high. So when they're doing the push-up, arms are way up here, so they're doing it. It's a lot of load on the shoulders as they're doing it. So my thing is, just like on a bench press or any kind of pressing movement, you want to keep elbows turned down to about 45 degrees. Not too high, but not too low also. Now there's a role for that also. It's called oftentimes the military push-up, where your elbows are at your sides. And people will do at the sides too. That brings in more tricep into the movement. But just for a basic standard push-up, try to keep your elbows. So if this is in, this is out, about 45 degrees, okay, as you're doing them, all right? Hand position, just beyond shoulder width apart. And also the important thing is you want to keep the back straight. Now again, for a lot of people who do push-ups, a lot of people who may not have good upper body strength, that's men and women, all right? One place to start is you can start with your knees, all right? But the important thing is you want to keep your back straight, okay? Keep your back straight, okay, kind of in line. Don't have your head back too much or too far down. And when you come down, now, when I was growing up, one of the ways they told you how to do the push-up is when you go down, you go all the way down. That means either going down to your chest and then back up, or you would touch your chin and then come back up. Or another way I was told to do it, you can actually use your forehead. Come down to your forehead and come back up. Another thing, if you had a partner, especially in gym class, someone would actually hold the fist. As far as how people ask, how far should you go up or down? Sometimes a person would put their fist here, okay? And you would go and touch their fist, and the person who was counting, they would count that as a rep if you touch their fist. So about maybe 3 inches off the ground. So you can do that as well. But what I found is when I touch my forehead, that's about where my fist is. Okay, my fist is right here, so the forehead too. So either touch your forehead, touch your chin, or touch your chest, and then come up, all right? But the important thing is you want to keep your back straight, right? So with those things being said, so again, doing it from the knees is one option, just if you're new to push-ups. But, certainly the standard way is on your toes. See here? So again, my back is straight. I'm not up too far, okay? And I'm not sagging either, okay? And I keep my body position throughout the entire movement. So when I go down, again, arms at 45 degrees, touch the chest, touch the head, touch the chin, and I come back up, okay? And then my arm is straight, but I don't think that you have to necessarily lock it out, okay? So again, anytime you lock out at the top of a movement, it takes a lot of the emphasis off of the muscles being used, the shoulders and the chest in a locked position. So at the same time, I don't believe you should be moving 4 inches also. So a lot of guys who do, especially when they're doing a lot of reps, they go down maybe a little bit and then come up, okay? So again, not a lot of range of motion here. Or they let their body position, they let their head bring themselves up. So they go down and then they lift with their head and come up. Go down, lift with the head and come up. See how my body position changes? So again, we don't want to do that either. All right, so we want to keep a straight body position. So again, I'm going to get on my toes, my back straight, arms at 45 degrees. I go down, touch either my chin or my chest or my forehead, and I come back up, okay? Down to the chest or the chin or the head, and come back up. Okay, now, and again, when a lot of times people are doing push-ups, especially for this 50 push-up challenge, a lot of guys are doing them very fast. So again, and quite frankly, you need to do them kind of fast as you're doing it. But again, you want to still keep good form. So a lot of times when people do push-ups, especially, you know, a high number of push-ups, you know, usually it's about not even a second. Each rep is about 1 second. So you'll see the standard. Okay, it's less than a second per push-up. One of the variations that I use, especially when I'm training, using high intensity training, is slowing the rep down to either a 4-second lowering and a 2-second push-up, or a 4-second lowering and a 4-second push-up. Either way works. Now, the thing with this, because you're going slower, it's much more intense for the muscles that are being used. They're going to be under a lot more tension. So when you're doing it, you can really cut your volume down significantly. I challenge anybody who can do the push-up like I'm about to do it, do 10 of them. Okay, so again, 4 seconds up, 4 seconds down, 10 reps. That's 80 seconds that you're under tension, never locking the elbow out at the top or stopping on the way down. So when you're going down, a lot of times you're already thinking about the turnaround. So when you go down, you immediately start to turn back up. So the repetition is such, the idea here is that you never stop moving. So as you come up, you think about turning it around. When you're coming down, you're thinking about turning it back up. So what I would call a high intensity or HIIT push-up will look something like this. Okay, so again, same principles, straight body position, but 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you're slowing it down to that degree, again, it's going to be a lot. You may not feel it initially, but after maybe about the 4th or 5th rep, you'll really start to feel the effect of it. So again, 10 of those might be just as effective. And again, I'll ask you to try it for yourself. 10 of those might be as effective as 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 of another form of push-up. If you could do 10, I'd say even most, if you could do 15 in the form that I just told you, that can be a very effective and a very efficient way of doing a push-up. Saves you a lot of work, saves you a lot of volume, and also you're not doing not a lot of pressure on the joints. But again, you can even do it, again, for those, again, women or guys who are weaker. Again, you can still do it from the knees also and do the same thing. So again, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So again, so either one of those could be an effective way of doing a push-up. It's just a variation. But again, you know, the time under tension, the stress overall, especially as you get into the latter reps. And the important thing also with HIIT is, you know, one thing I'm always emphasizing is training to failure. So when you get to that last rep should be almost impossible to do. So again, so this is, say, if this is your next to last rep, and when you go down again, you should be so fried that you cannot physically just do another one, and then you kind of go out, okay? So the fact that it's a fairly short distance, you know, again, you don't worry about hurting yourself, but that's, again, it's an effective way of doing a push-up. So